Back in the courts, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has asked the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission not to do anything that will violate the fundamental rights of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Pt.3. Justice Muhammad Idris, however, said he has no jurisdiction to stop the planned arraignment of the senior advocate by the EFCC. Our judiciary correspondent, Shola Shoyeli, reports.
A week after he was arrested, Justice Muhammad Idris heard an application filed by the senior advocate seeking to enforce his fundamental rights and compel the EFCC to release his mobile phones and his Mercedes-Benz SUV, which were seized. The lawyer also asked the court for an order staying all actions relating to the application, pending the hearing and determination of a 2.5 billion naira suit he filed against the EFCC to challenge his alleged unlawful arrest and detention. The application was to be heard ex parte without the knowledge of the EFCC, but the commission said it got wind of the case and one of its prosecutors, Rotimi Oyedepo, showed up in court. Through him, the EFCC was served the court papers and he objected to the request for a stay of action, insisting that it was a scheme to restrain the commission from carrying out the proposed arraignment of Mr. Tafa before Justice Aishat Okpesanwo of the Lagos High Court next week, Thursday. In a short ruling, Justice Ibrahim asked the EFCC not to do anything to violate Mr. Tafa's fundamental rights as guaranteed by the Constitution. The court, however, declined to stop the proposed arraignment on a 2-count charge of unlawful obstruction of EFCC's investigation and perversion of the course of justice. 34 senior advocates of Nigeria are listed to represent Mr. Tafa in the matter. 6 of them showed up in court for the hearing of the application. They were led by the former chairman of the Legal Aid Council, Bolaji Ayoride.
And the court also saw the reason to order that the status quo be maintained so that we feel safe now that before we come back on the 19th, nothing will happen to our clients.
The EFCC Council declined to comment on the case, but the court has adjourned till February 19 to hear the substantive suit. Shola Shoyeli, Channels Television News.
In other news, some aggrieved students of medical sciences at the University of Lagos are protesting what they call unfair posting to other disciplines. They claim preferences were unduly given to the diploma students. However, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Rahman Bello, says this is untrue. Professor Bello explains that the selection process followed all the necessary procedures.
Dreams aborted. These are aggrieved students of medical sciences at the University of Lagos. They are here to protest their posting to other disciplines by the institution's authorities. They claim they have been treated unfairly.
There was an agreement that as long as we meet a certain criteria contained in the handbook given to us by university, we will further be admitted into the College of Medicine. That's for year 2. Now, generally, we are resumed at the College of Medicine in Idiaraba, Lut. And suddenly a list came out. Actually, this list comes out every year. They call it the crossover list. That's for those that will be crossing over to the College of Medicine as long as you have met the criteria. Now, we all here met the criteria. But when the list came out, very few of us were selected. For medicine and surgery, out of over 140, only 60 students got picked as their names are on the list. For other departments, the same thing. Department of Radiography, about 49 students, only 18 of them were picked. Dentistry, there are over 30, only 16 were picked.
Because they are the bona fide students of the institution. This is a federal government school. Yes. The diploma or whatever they call foundation, it shouldn't be a first priority in any institution. Yes.
We took our investigation to the Unilag campus where we met with the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Rahman Bello. The VC explains the institution followed the prescribed benchmark in its selection process for the MBBS program. Candidates who didn't meet specified requirements have been posted to other related disciplines.
What we have done is to rearrange them into other programs that are feasible. And that has been done in the release that we did and handed over to the whole public. We have been able to assign them to other courses, not necessarily the medical school that they want to go. Nobody has sent them out of university, But the fact that they were admitted to do MBBS does not mean they have to do MBBS.
The aggrieved MBBS candidates feel they have been shortchanged. Perhaps the school authorities may have to take another look at their grievances and find an acceptable solution for both parties.
President of the Nigeria Academy of Science, Professor Oyewole Tomori, says he's concerned about the non-allocation of funds for research institutions in the 2016 budget. At a meeting with the Minister of Science and Technology in Abuja, Professor Tomori explained that funding for research remains key to harnessing the nation's abundant resources. On his part, the Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, promised the federal government will work towards investing more in national development.
You got the budget of the federal government. There's nothing really for research. I mean, if you are playing football, you don't talk about research. If you are doing dance and drama, you don't talk about research. If you are doing science and technology and using the same template as the people in drama, of course, you won't say anything about research. And these are some of the problems. I've studied the budget of the previous government, for the last 3 or 4 years. You won't find even a research institute fund for research. But let me tell you what you find, sir. You look through that, you find under code 2002, you have millions of naira budgeted under this code 220210 for miscellaneous. That's what you find in all the ministries. But research, it's not part of what we're doing. But we are very interested in miscellaneous. Secondly, there also for a better, we need a better way of coordinating the different research funds. It's not that we don't have research funds; they're scattered in different places, but there's no coordination. TED fund gives, all sorts of funds give for research, but everybody does what he likes, and at the end, we have nothing to show for all of these funds that are going in. And I think the only ministry that should do that should be the Coordinating Ministry for Science and Technology, and all the funds in different forms where they come for research, that this ministry should be one to do that.
Let's switch things now to business news. Here's Imana Amawe.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you for staying with us and welcome to Business News. The federal government should not withdraw the 2016 budget, but allow ministries, after investigation, correct the discrepancies, represent it and continue with their defense. This is the view of economic policy analyst Tilewa Adebajo. Mr. Adebajo adds that clear monetary policies must be articulated to reduce uncertainties for domestic and international investors.
Let them look at what has been done. The Minister of Budget has met with the National Assembly representatives. They'll all go back to the drawing board and let all the ministers sign off on their budgets properly, and they'll represent. And then they'll go back to the defense. It's a positive development. Now that has been done, we're now looking at how do we resolve the monetary side. The fiscal side, I think, is becoming very clear. So, but if you do not put in place the right monetary policies, then we're going to run into problem.
And the Securities and Exchange Commission is asking retail investors to take advantage of its newly introduced e-dividend platform. Director General of the Commission, Mr. Munuru Gwazo, made this call at a town hall meeting with investors and operators in Lagos. He assures participants that the BVN-based platform has the capacity to suppress the huge unclaimed dividends in the capital market. And it was a positive trading week for investors at the Nigerian Stock Exchange as equities sustained the bullish momentum for 5 straight sessions. BC Adebayo tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. It's been a bright week at the local bourse as key indicators recorded 5 straight sessions of positive trade. The all-share index appreciated by 0.10% to end Friday's session at 24,689.69 with a market capitalization of 8.49 trillion naira. Forte Oil led the gainers chart, closing at 342 naira. Bobco and Dangote Cement also recorded price gains. On the decliners table, Seplat was at the top, closing at 252 naira 11 kobo. Nestle and Unilever were also in that category, closing at 695 naira and 25 naira 53 kobo. On the activity chart, Guarantee Trust Bank led with 138.16 million units. At the end of the session, volume came in at 311.59 million shares, valued at 8.95 billion naira in 2,588 deals. That ends the stock market reports. I am BC Adebayo.
Winners have emerged in Season 2 of the new Sterling Plus Cash Reward Scheme. The scheme, which has cash rewards ranging from 50,000 naira monthly to 1 million naira on special holidays, is open to all individual customers with a minimum balance of 5,000 naira and non-individual customers with a minimum of 10,000 naira. Our correspondent Yomi Otaigbe reports.
It's Season 2 of the new Sterling Plus Cash Reward Scheme. To witness the first draws in the Sterling Bank PLC boardroom at the bank's headquarters in Lagos are management staff, representatives from the Consumer Protection Agency, National and Lagos Lottery Commission, accounting firm Akintola Williams Deloitte, and past winners.
As long as you are a customer of Sterling Bank and you have bought our new Sterling Plus product and you have at least 5,000 naira in it, every week you stand the chance to win. We've had to pay ourselves to Deloitte to ensure that they assure the public that every person in the bank that has new Sterling Plus and has at least 5,000 naira in their account qualifies for the draw.
In this cash reward scheme, there are weekly, monthly, quarterly and special holiday cash prizes.
Let the draws begin.
Using the computer to randomly select from a list of qualified customers, 20 winners from different parts of Nigeria emerged in the weekly cash prize of 50,000 naira each. Then, telephone calls to some of the winners.
My name is Ada. I'm calling from Sterling Bank. May I know if I'm speaking with Odiase Pius?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Congratulations. You just won the sum of 50,000 naira in the new Sterling Plus weekly cash reward scheme.
This is not only for the purpose of rewarding our customers by way of bonus, what he said, but this is mainly to encourage our customers to save more.
We want the customers of Sterling Bank to be rest assured that this is not a scam, that this is a process that has been filtered by regulatory agencies, that the reward system is good.
They called me that I won 100,000, but I couldn't believe it until I received the alert that the money is in my account. So I was very, very excited.
The new Sterling Plus Cash Reward Scheme started last year and was open only to individuals. But this year, clubs, associations and religious bodies have also been incorporated into the scheme.
Well, let's flip back to the market. It was mixed sentiments at the global markets today. While some stocks experienced marked increase, others suffered sharp declines. Here are the closing figures. That's where we wrap up business news tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Imana Amawe. It's back to Amarachi for the rest of the news at 10.
You first. First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10, FIFA Ethics Committee slams 12-year ban on Jerome Volk for misconduct during his term as Secretary General. More in sports news. Please join us again.